I like how I want to.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Sunday Live. Last week, we took a break because it was Easter. I'm assuming all of you took a break as well on Easter Sunday. Even if you don't celebrate Easter, if the kids are grown and gone, because I know some people, don't, or it's not your holiday, it is always nice to just have a day off to even binge watch TV. So today we're going to cover some fun things that we've been playing around with in ChatGPT. I have not been playing as much with the Google AI as I would like to, just because I've been busy. Hi, Armand. Nice to see you. But I've definitely been playing with ChatGPT this week. I just always try to push the limits. Like, I wonder if it can do this, if I got a thought in my head. And so I just want to share that I was wondering about sourcing tools. Like, a lot of people know tactical arbitrage and the different sourcing tools we have. I was having trouble getting this wholesale spreadsheet to upload into a paid software that I have. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to just see if ChatGPT can scrub this wholesale sheet. And it did, maybe not as well as I would have liked it to. But as I kept changing my prompts, it was giving me some better results. So then I started asking ChatGPT to scrub pages on various websites and match them up to Walmart or Amazon listings, and having it look up Amazon's fees, Walmart's fees for us sellers, and then having it do the math to see if it could find anything profitable. And then it wasn't giving me the links to the sites correctly. So I told it how you just have to keep telling it what you want. And so then ChatGPT kind of learns the behavior as you feed it these type of questions. And sometimes when you go in the next time, it just feeds it to you the way that you want it. So I don't know if it is because I have the paid version of ChatGPT that it will do that or not. So I did want to run an experiment because I know you just use the free version.
Yes, I do. Do I need to load the free version up?
Well, you don't have to necessarily screen share it, but as I type in something, I would like you to try to type it in the free to see if it works on the free as well. The paid version is like $20 a month. The reason I have the paid version, I know Lucy was asking me last week, why, what's the difference? And I don't know all the differences, to be honest. So what I do know for sure, which is why I upgraded to the paid version of ChatGPT, is I love using it to analyze data for myself. So I need to upload a lot of PDF files, CSV files, things like that. And you can't do that on the free version. So if I'm doing an ad campaign, for instance, at the end of the month, that I want to download all the data from campaigns, and rather than me manually do it, which can take a long time, or put it into a Google spreadsheet, I will upload this file into ChatGPT and say, I would like you to extract for me the keywords or phrases that gave me the most sales, which ones cost me too much money. Can you take this data and give me some other campaign suggestions that I can start some phrase matches, and just whatever you want to ask it about your ads. And I just have these conversations with ChatGPT, and it's been working really well for me. I use it for a lot of things, but I know with the paid version, you can upload data. Now, Lucy needed help with an image. You wanted to remove, it was an image that it was like a sprig of rosemary that you wanted taken out, I believe.
Yes.
And so you used your free version. It did it for you, but it was being really slow. And then it's like you didn't get any more uses, right?
There's a limit on how many image things you can do on a day-to-day basis. So I've done it to create product images. I've done it to create logos. I did one for, and I still haven't done my Temu secondary app. So I'm thinking of that, but I needed a logo for my Temu store. And so I said, hey, I'm in Seattle, create a Seattle based logo with the store name, blah, blah, blah. And it shot me back a really cool picture. However, it did put some verbiage in there that I'm like, it might be a little wishy-washy. So, if I asked it to take out that, it said no. So I had to go put it in a Canva, do a white background, image it out, and then re-add the background. And it was kind of neat because I could ask ChatGPT, what is the color number for that background? Because I liked it was like a little light beige. And it was, F0, blah, blah, blah. It gives you the number. But,
Gave you that color code.
Yeah. So with images, there is a limit on what you can do. And then with verbiage, it does just take some learning. And we've been using it for a lot of things, just like life things, and then work things, and then social media type of management, SEO work, advertising work, etc.
Okay. Armand says that I also did that, and websites block your IP after some time. And I'm wondering, so I was using it the other day for quite some time as I was trying to play with it and see how can I perfect this? How can I make this good? And I was using Walmart that day because I was trying to use it for sourcing Walmart. And then Walmart gave me that, it wanted me to prove I wasn't a robot, that whole press and hold thing. Do you ever get that on Walmart sometimes where it says on the screen, like press and hold? And so you put your mouse on there until the little line fills up the bubble, and then it allows you to resume your activity on Walmart. Mm-hmm. I know other sellers have gotten that too. And so it gave me that warning, and it just wouldn't go away. Like I was just banned from Walmart for the day. So I wonder if that's what was going on.
Maybe that's good to know.
I'm curious if that is what happened to me on Walmart that day. And can we use, the VPNs and not get blocked? Because now you have me wondering if that is what happened that day.
So
go ahead.
I've also been playing around with the, or at least I want to do more with the trip planner, because you can say, I'm going here, do an itinerary for me. What's the, what would be the most economical flights and routes and hotels and stuff. So that is going to be really a game changer in the travel world. And I want to play with that some more. Same with the card points. How it's so difficult to figure out what points are where with which credit cards and stuff. You can feed it complex stuff like that, and people are able to maximize their discounts and travel points. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah, definitely. And so also with the free version, I don't know if you get free plugins or not. So I have a few plugins in ChatGPT. So I'm going to share my screen for a moment here, and we'll look. Do screen here. All right, so going into ChatGPT, over here, I do have some plugins that I've put in. And one of them, which is kind of cool, this is an Amazon product page where you can, this plugin is supposed to help you make really good Amazon product listings. I played with that one. There's just a lot of neat plugins to try, and you can add them, remove them. If you want to explore GPTs, you'll have this here. And you can search in any type of thing that you want to do. You can see, some of their suggested ones, what's trending. There's just a lot of cool things. This Dolly does images, but their plugin library has just endless possibilities. It's kind of, think of it like an app, if you will. If you want to start a new chat, we go up here. And deep research is something that's part of the paid tool. I tried deep research, but it takes forever. So
what's it doing?
Huh?
What's it doing? It just clogging a lot of.
Yeah, like if you really want it to dig in deep to a topic that you need information for, it will do a deep research on the web. So it takes a lot longer for it to research the web to give you back a response. Another thing is it will save projects down here. And if you want to delete them, like I had it planning a route of yard sales here in my city for the weekend. And it giving it the route, for the zip code you want to take, whatever. And I had it scrub the yard sale websites for people who post yard sales. So some of them I like to save because there's good information in there that we already did the research for.
Mhm.
But here we're going to start a new project. So I'm going to just type in here for a minute.
I would like you to help me find inventory with this link from Target. Interesting. Okay. I will sell on Walmart and would like to find things that sell for more on Walmart that I can profit from. Are you going to put in a minimum profit in there?
I'm going to keep this one a little bit more blank. I write very long sentences when I'm first doing it because I want it to have as much details as possible so it gives me better results. So sometimes I write long prompts.
All right. And for those that, I'm going to read it one more time. I would like you to help me find inventory from this link from Target. I sell on Walmart and would like to find things that sell for more on Walmart that I can profit from as a reseller. Please make sure you are accounting for my seller fees.
So let's go over here to Target and let's pick up on like protein powder. And so I'll give it this link. We'll go over here and now I'm going to insert a link.
Okay, so you did the main link from all the Target, from the search results from typing in protein powder, and then copy paste. This is in case people aren't like watching the screen. Yeah. I know I listen to a lot of things, and I hate it when they're like, just do this and just do that. And you're like,
yes,
I can't see anything. So I'm trying to be better at doing that with videos here. Give me this format in a Google sheet, not sheep, type of reply with links from Target as well as, I'm going to say what, links from Walmart?
Mm-hmm.
Walmart links. Perfect.
Because that was the thing. The first time I did it is like, I need the links because now I'm manually going and finding it. I thought, well, provide me the links. Some of the links were not correct. So when I clicked on them, I was getting like that, what is that error code, error 404 or whatever.
Yeah.
Then it started giving me photos. The reason why it's giving us photos now is because I asked it in a different chat, something related to eBay, to please give me photograph examples. So I think that's why it's just doing that now. When I first did this, it wasn't giving me. So see here, we have Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard powder. Here's the Target price. Here's Walmart price. Estimated profit after a 15% fee. And here's the Target link and the Walmart link. So let's test it out. Now, these links might be right. They might not be, but we're about to find out.
Well, they didn't give you anything profitable.
Right. I just want to click it just to test like the links.
Okay.
So here is a Walmart link. See, couldn't find this page. So this is a problem I have ran into with it, is that it's definitely not perfect, and there are definitely bugs. Sometimes the links are correct. So let's see if we can find it. And I think this looks like it's it, right?
Oh, I want to say it's the 30. Is it the 36? Maybe not. Whey protein 29.
Yeah.
It says 22 servings.
That's 29 servings. But the label looks the same.
So I bet you it was seller fulfilled, and then it's run out and it's been, the listing is gone. So you may want to add into your prompt that it's currently available for sale.
Right. But let's see. So it's 36 there for that one, 31 here. And as we already knew, it wasn't profitable. Then I was finding that there were definitely some that were profitable. I've done Walgreens. It found me a few items at Walgreens. We can try Walgreens too. So let's go.
That's the one that I brought up examples from.
Was Walgreens?
Uh-huh.
So
no, I want you to do Walgreens too.
Oh, okay. Now, what I would like you to do while I'm actually running this is I would like you to type it in your free version on your end. You don't necessarily have to screen share, but I'm curious, will it do that for you?
Copy and paste it, put it in the group chat and put it in private chat. So that way if people want to hear, want to copy and paste, that would be nice. My family's home. They're getting food for dinner. So sorry if the dog is whining. I don't know if you can hear her, but she is letting me know that they have arrived. So I went and I said, my prompt was really short. I said, find sales on Walgreens that are 50% cheaper than the item on Amazon.com. That was my whole prompt.
And did it work?
No, not really.
Okay, so
but I can screen share this because I opened up. Somehow I cleared it. I don't know how. Don't ask me how to navigate this the best.
Okay, so I just wanted to get into Walgreens and get rid of all the stupid things that pop up. Okay.
Oh, so I thought you were copying and pasting me the prompt.
I will. I'm going to as soon as I do this.
Oh, okay.
While this is running, let's do this one. And I just make up. I don't do the same prompt every time. I then grow off of my prompt. I can grow off of my prompt, show me this, show me that.
Okay, perfect.
When I want to fine tune what I am doing.
Okay, do you want me to share now or do you want to share?
Well, I'm going to see what the prompt, I'm still sharing, right?
No, I took you down because it zoomed out,
Okay. So this is what, let's see, this is what we got from Walgreens. I did protein powders again, just for the heck of it. So here we have the results that they gave me. And is this little squiggle supposed to be like -375?
It's approximate. Squiggle is a tilde and tildes are approximately.
Okay. So, and these are big buy prices for that amount of return, but that's okay if it's profitable. So this is a Walgreens whey powder that they say is on Walmart. Let's see if that is true or if this link, see, I get that often. That is definitely one of the errors, but I'm just curious if Walgreens brand, see, and look, it's not giving us, and this part has definitely been hit or miss for me. So if we go on here, does Walgreens have a branded powder?
Probably. They got branded everything.
And look there's only one page of 4 items, so I don't even know how. This is Daily Greens apple.
Yeah, mine definitely got different results, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. So then this is where I would be asking it, I want exactly the items on this page. I was definitely getting some better results. Now that we're live, I'm not going to be getting as good of results. I was so excited the other morning. I actually found 2 leads that I went ahead and purchased because of using ChatGPT to help me. So now yours is the free version, and let's see what yours looks like.
All right. So the first thing I said was tell me what's 50% cheaper, and 50% is a pretty big number over at Walgreens. I mean, yeah. I was like, you probably want to do something more like 30 or 40, but
yeah.
And then I have that BOGOs are 50% off brand and health, additional 20% off with the code. So just getting the codes, you could run a script on getting the coupon code. So that's fun to do. I do that all the time. You walk into a store, you're getting ready to check out, and you're like, oh my gosh, what was that code again? Or whatever to share or check out with. So that would be good. Instead of just typing it into Google. Price reductions. All right, so price savings, potential savings. By combining the BOGO and the additional 20% off, we can get a deal on ibuprofen. And then let's see, our effective price $14.99, and Amazon is going for $20 to $25 per bottle. So that might be something. Now, selling Walgreens items, I used to sell a couple of Walgreens items and they were cracking down on that. I have not heard if Walgreens goes after Walgreens items anymore. And then let's see here. The thermometer is You can get it for $5.99 and possibly sell for 10 to 15. So that both of those could potentially be bolos. That'd be worth taking a look. How to shop the deals, and then store locator in Kent, which is close. That's the neighborhood over from me. I typed in yours, and this is what it gave me. So this one's estimated profit of $2.76, $1.26, and 96 cents. So really nothing to write home there, but you wanted to see if the links would work. Let's see if the links will work. For those that don't know how to open into another tab, it's Control Click, which is really handy to have. Okay, it is the same one. And did I get a 4-4? No, my link worked. So nice. I haven't pissed the station off yet. And
yeah, like I said, it's hit or miss for me when it doesn't work. Sometimes it's beautiful, just like this.
27, 26.
Only $1 difference, right?
Yeah. I don't see how it would be profitable. 26.99, 27. What are they? Are they just going straight off sale price? Is that how it's doing?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. All right. Well, that is fun. Oops. Hold on. Do I want to do that? I'm going to do that. There we go. All right. Did you want to go back to your screen, or do you want me to still be on?
In just a second. I was trying to ask it another question. I didn't want to get off of this screen.
Oh, and did you hear all the Kohl's are shutting down? I got a lot of like news to share. Maybe at the end of the session here, but yeah, okay. All Kohl's. I'll bring that article up while we're.
All right. So I was asking it to scrub Walgreens beauty items that were on sale, and it gave me a few leads from Walgreens. Mm-hmm. What I'm going to share is.
Okay, sorry, it's only 27 stores across 15 states, so it's still quite.
But still, it's definitely some. It is definitely some sales. I asked ChatGPT to clean up some images that I took. And it changed the image. It kept my image. It actually made it look better, but it started change. Like if my item said on it Tina, it might change it to be like blue. And so it was changing the graphics of the item. So I had to tell it, please don't change the graphic. I want you to keep my image as is. But I want you to, brighten it up or get rid of shadows, things of that nature. Something else.
Do that for photos?
Yes, I got it to clean up some photos for me. I do want to share really quickly. A friend asked me if I could help them with a video. They didn't. I couldn't get it to edit a video despite me trying. But I did sample an image of asking it to change the color of something. So this is an example that I can share of how it did change the color, but it also changed the person, but the result was still good. So I'm going to show you this as well. I don't think that they'll mind me sharing this. So this is an image that we used as a sample where it's, like a sizing chart for small and large, and the color this was the original image. But they wanted something like this, but they wanted a different color. So I asked it, I need an image edit done. I need the gray shirt turned into a white one. So you see that looks very good. Very, very good. But if you notice, it's not really the same girl. See how she's standing with her hands like this and this style of shorts. And now her back is totally to you. And here she's kind of at an angle.
So it's very much like copying, but not copying.
Exactly. And you see the plant. This is the original image. The plant has more leaves. See how the plant is different, but similar. Yep. And then here, it almost looks like her hands are in a pocket, where here her hands are on her hip.
Right. But that's kind of what you did with my images too. It needed to be tweaked from, we took an inspirational photo and then I'm like, I need something mocked up like this.
Yeah, but I thought it was really, really good. So if you need something simple like that, where it's not your actual photograph and it's not your actual item, like, here's a little Easter bunny I still have here on the desk. Like if I took a picture of this Peep bunny and I have an orange Peep bunny I want an image of, it could possibly change this to the right shade of orange. And now you could have a blue and an orange Peep bunny, but maybe it won't be exactly the same. Maybe it might make a smile on it and you didn't want the smile.
Yeah.
So
I got to talk to it a little bit more.
yeah, you have to talk to it a little bit more. And I think, we're in the beginning stages of AI. I mean, how long have we really been using it? Maybe a year. And
year and a half, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the beginning of when we used cell phones, right? First, they just made calls. And then you could text by clicking, the one single letter 3 different times if you had to get to the last letter of the alphabet. Mm-hmm. And then, now we have everything that we have on our phones are like mini computers in really a short amount of time. And AI is really growing and the technology is growing faster. I think that all of these little nuances that we're facing right now, where we're asking it to do things and it's not quite perfect, mm-hmm. is going to get probably pretty perfect in soon years, much sooner than the time span of when the cell phone came out to what it came today. Using AI has been really fun, but I find it's the best for me for my use in doing written word. So I do a lot of Amazon influencer videos. And even for our YouTube, I sometimes need help with the title of our YouTube show. I need help with the title of my Amazon listing. It has been excellent for that. I will give it my competitors' listings. I will ask it to write up a better title. It will give me different title options. I've had to help train it, that the first 5 keywords in the title are the most important keywords. Do you feel like your title structure has those most important keywords? Oh, no, and that it'll restructure it. So you do have to banter back and forth with it.
Hi, April in Canada. Nice to see you in the chat. I was planning just before here, I'm doing some social media thing. And anyhow, I'm playing around with the app called Social Beat. And they have AI integrated. And that's one of the reasons why I was testing it out, because I definitely want AI integration. Now, here's the cool thing with that, and you could do the same thing on here, I'm sure, is let's say you're creating content and your store is going to run a 30% off deal this weekend, and you need to make content for this weekend sale. You can put in and have it generate 1, and then you say, give me 4 variations of this. And that's what I was playing with. And it will take that sale verbiage and rearrange it to 4 things. And then you schedule your posts out. And now you've got your content. And this whole thing is going to eliminate jobs, but it's also going to make jobs. So people have got to roll with the punches on this, because it's not going anywhere for sure. For content generation and stuff, this is going to be amazing, because now you basically can have your content written by AI, do up the variations, then it will reformat or format it for the different, for Instagram, optimize it for the different things, such as TikTok, April. So it will do all of that. And then you just boom, schedule it out. And this app is like $30 a month. And I'm telling you, you could not find a VA or any person that will generate that content for you for $30 a month. It's just not going to happen. It's too tedious and too blah. I wanted to show the logo builder. If you don't mind, I can bring this up while we were talking there. What were you going to say, Tina?
No, I was just going to show how I had uploaded a spreadsheet and asked it to.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and do that. I'll just.
Yeah, okay. I've already done it. So, I mean, it's already been done. We don't have to type anything at all. So here is where I've uploaded the list. And so I had asked it, can you look at this sheet and match the items to Walmart and find profitable inventory for a Walmart selling account? And here was its reply to me. And then it titled the things, I mean, even with emojis and everything. And it tells me my cost, the Walmart listing, how much it's going for, my profit potential.
Sorry, start at the top. What did you type in there?
I asked it, can you look at this sheet? Because I uploaded a wholesale spreadsheet.
Okay.
So I said, can
Got
you
it.
look at this sheet and match the items to Walmart? And so now it's breaking down the items that were on my sheet. But this was a big spreadsheet. So the things that I was frustrated with is like, well, I have to go find that on this spreadsheet. I've got to go find the listing on Walmart. And then it gave me these profits. And so I said, you will need the match by, I don't know why I said you will need the match by the UPC. It probably, I meant to say to match it. So then they gave me the UPC. So that way I could go looking up the UPCs on Walmart. I thought it might, at that time, I thought, oh, it might be easier. And I was getting frustrated with that. So then I said, can you provide the link to the Walmart listing? And then bam, there it was giving me the links. And that's how the link thing started, because I didn't know if it could give me links. So this was me just playing around with it. And this was the first time I played around with a spreadsheet. So the reason why I wanted to share this is to show you that, I don't know what I'm doing, just like you may not know what you're doing, but just start asking it more questions like, well, I need this. Can you do that? Can you do that? And just play.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's definitely good. Like I said, we've been using it for probably more personal this last week.
Okay.
Well, my daughter got a speeding ticket, which is not good. She's in a lot of trouble right now. But so, my husband's got it on his phone, and it's getting really in tune with him. But he was like, what happens if we pay? What happens if we ask, how does deferment work? How does blah, blah, blah work with that? And then my son, he got laid off in the spring. Anyhow, he was asking some unemployment questions. So, hey, in the state of Washington for unemployment, what happens when you do this or you do that? So it doesn't have to be just for, it could be for a lot of other things.
Too. Oh, for sure. I couldn't find a stupid form on our government website that I needed to fill out. I was poking around on the website, clicking on, and I just was frustrated. And this was just yesterday. So I had asked ChatGPT yesterday morning, can you find the form on this government website, for this, the form I needed to fill out. I can't remember the title of the form. And at this moment, and right away it found it, gave me the link, and boom, there was a form that I had spent like 20 minutes looking for. Some government websites, they're so like click, click, click. God, yes. And it found this form for me right away. So I was like, oh, that's awesome. I was able to print it out so I could give it to my mom.
Armand says I use ChatGPT more than Google now.
Seriously.
Yeah. I was using it for because I got to get my mom TSA pre again, and so she doesn't. Anyhow, I'm trying to figure out how to do TSA pre in Vegas, and so I can knock that out when we're down there in June. And that was again another thing. Just what's going on? So my logo is taking forever. It's thinking, and that's normal. It takes a while. So don't be surprised. Like sometimes I've had to
now, are you in regular ChatGPT to do this logo, or are you using it? Okay. And I'll ask it to make a logo really quick.
Right. Oh, that's fun. And then I thought I'd bring up some of the other sourcing that I was doing earlier with somebody else, unless if you had more to share.
No.
Yeah, we haven't really. We've talked about a lot of stuff but work, except for my.
Yeah. Oh, and this is sometimes you get this response 1 and response 2. Which one do you prefer?
Yeah. Show that.
I just did that for me now because I've never asked it to do such a thing. So let's do.
April says she uses chat every day, and Armand says he uses it more than Google now. Yeah.
So I just did, can you make me a store logo for online selling with Tina? And then it gives me response 1 and response 2 because it wants to learn how I like it to communicate with me. And so this one is more simple. What style do you like? Any colors you want to use? Do you want the logo to say exactly this? And then this response is, I'd love to help. Do you want it to feel more professional? It's asking you all of the questions. And so that way it can do for you what you want it to do. And this one is saying, I'll create a few options for you to pick from. Would you like me to show you a few mock-ups once you answer? I would probably prefer this because I like the choices. Mm-hmm. But response style, I like simple. Like, I don't want to have to do a lot of reading. So I'm going to choose this one, but sometimes that scares me because I don't want it to learn that I want you to give me a long ass reply. I'm
Right.
going to say, and then I answer back usually in short sentences. So I want it fun. I want it to be text with icon and favorite color, which is not true. It's not pink, but I'm just going to say it is. And I want it to be square. Let's see what it gives me.
All right. How long does yours take to think if you pay for it?
We're going to see right now.
Mine is still thinking.
Yeah, sometimes it will take a while, but it's not too terrible, but it can take a while depending on how complicated it is. When I give it images to clean up, sometimes that can take a while.
Armand says you can talk to it in any language or misspelling and it still gets it amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't care that we misspelled a word.
Yeah, so. It is scary, scary good. Now, if only could do the laundry and the dishes, it would be perfect.
Yeah. So there we go.
Cute.
Done. So now for those of you who do influencers, I know April, who's in the chat, she does Amazon influencer like I do. We make TikTok videos. I have it help make captions. So sometimes I'll take 2 different screenshots that I want to be my thumbnail photo on something. And I say, which image is better for a thumbnail? And it tells me which one right away. It'll say this one because of this reason. And then I will tell it, can you please caption this image to make somebody want to click it and open it? You know, I don't want clickbait type stuff, but when you're doing Amazon influencer, you want the customer that's considering buying the product to click on your video, especially when you're in a sea of other influencers, because if they click your video, watch it, and then buy the thing or other things, you get your small commission off of it. So I definitely want people to want to click my videos. So I have it caption my thumbnail. I then have it help me also write a header for my reviews. So I usually have those be different. Whether it be TikTok or on YouTube, I've been having it recently help me also come up with hashtags. And so now it just automatically writes the bio and everything for YouTube, the hashtags, everything, not for our YouTube, but I made a separate YouTube for just my product review videos. And so I have it help me with that. And so it just cuts down that work time. I feed it the details I need it to have. Not only that, I can give it the link to my video and ask it to analyze it to create those descriptions. So it does that for me. It like watches my video. It I don't know that it watches it, but it grabs all of the verbiage,
I do have to say this last week, I've been building a lot of listings and I've been using a lot of Walmart and Amazon. Walmart's ChatGPT seems to be a lot better. It is really good and like nails it a lot of times. Amazon is still a little like wonky every once in a while. It will throw a sentence in there. I'm like, where did you get that from? That's just bizarro. And then I was going to say, I've had a lot of errors in Amazon and Walmart this week, just like the website. Didn't the website go down for like 3 hours the other day?
I don't know, but I do know that Walmart about a week ago was selling a lot of people's inventory for less than they had it listed for and less than what even their repricer built into Walmart.
That's what it was. The reprice.
What its low was. Like if your price was from $11 to $12.89, it was selling your item for $10. So that I know that happened. All things Amazon and Armand. Those of you that use ChatGPT all the time, do you have any favorite uses for it that I haven't mentioned that I use it for that you think is really worthy for reseller community? Because there are so many uses for it. I know some work really, really well. Others, as you saw with the links, can be hit or miss. But it's just a therapy.
Please tell us more, because we need some therapy. I would love to
I've never
hear.
used it for this reason, but no joke. I follow a lot of Reddit threads, and there are people who do. They literally use it for, no, you could be joking, you could be serious, but there are people who use it and they say it is as good as having a therapist. It's amazing the results that they get back. So if you're facing a trouble at work, how should I handle this situation? You know, be it boyfriend, girlfriend, kids, whatever it is. A lot of people are using it for therapy. They say it works great. Hook ideas, listing bullets, parenting. See? So the hook ideas I like a lot too. I like the hook ideas.
What is an appropriate punishment when your daughter gets a bad ticket?
Look, ask it. Let's see what it says.
It's still working on my picture. That's why I don't know if it's going to work or not. I don't know if I could add something in there. And plus she'll get
I'm going to.
Yeah, you do it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and go through just a different avenue of things here. So I was with a client earlier this week, and we went down the rabbit hole. What was crazy was there was something, I pulled an old bolo from some bolo sheet because, it was a new person. They're like, well, how do I start? How do I find things? And I said, you can go to Fiverr or a lot of different websites and find a buy sheet for like $10. Start there, because then you've got $10, you've got 50 leads or however many leads they sold for you, and you've got 50 different items to look at, research, learn from, and it was $10. I mean, you really can't get much cheaper than that. And from one idea, it brought us to some Dr. Scholl's inserts. And then from there, I was showing them how to go through and look at other people's stores.
Right, I forgot about that part. Thank you. Because I used Keepa. That was the other thing I meant to mention, which is what you're doing. And this is what I did, just what you're doing now. Then I went through that seller's store using Keepa, scrubbing their store. Yes. Downloaded that file, uploaded it to ChatGPT because, UPC codes and everything. And I asked ChatGPT, can they find any of these items online for me? I forgot to mention that.
So what I've been doing is kind of a reverse search on their store, is going here and then trying to find the item, which that's interesting. It's on Amazon as well. How do I get out of there? There we go. So this is $14 there. And it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think if there's, other prices, you're looking at that particular seller's price.
Is it the same listing? Hold on. ZFO. Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. So Amazon has it on sale, plus a 15% coupon if you subscribe and save, and then you can turn that off really quick.
Yeah.
And they have, great products. This person is selling it for 14. I gotcha.
Yes.
I gotcha. So that's not a good thing. All right. Oh my goodness. But the right click and then search with the Google Lens.
I love Google Lens. It's so helpful.
Highlight it. Oh, you don't have to go trying to find it. You just Google Lens it. You can find it over here for $8. CVS. There we go. Come on, computer. My computer. When it's in the ChatGPT, it does lag my computer a lot.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I noticed a big performance thing. Now I was supposed to get a new computer 2 weeks ago, but it's sitting. Hasn't been installed. So I'm hoping that will be good. So $8.99 or buy one, get one 50% off. So what is that? 9 plus $4.50 is $13.50 for 2 divided by that. So it's about like $7 for 2. And then if we kept the price at the 14 mark,
then you would be profitable.
Then we could be profitable. We'd want to go down here to Keepa to see how long do they keep it at 7.
See, and on this, just for the heck of it, click on the data tab there on Keepa. And then look at offers. And then you can see really if Amazon is sharing the buy box. by how many units they've sold in 30 days compared to the other sellers and what their prices are at. So of course, Amazon has sold total 162. They're not sharing their data for the last 30 days, but we do see that OTC has sold 32 in the last 30 days. I Buy Direct has sold 83. So Amazon is definitely sharing the buy box on this listing. And then what I further like to know is what price are those particular sellers who've sold 83, 32, what's their price point at?
The one we're looking at, Great Quality Products, has sold 25. So total. And a range price plus shipping cost.
But see, Amazon's not sharing their 30-day total. They've got the question mark there. But the two above them, Amazon is sharing their data of what they've sold in the last 30 days. So you can see what their price point is at where they're selling it. And it looks like this is $16 if I'm seeing this screen correct. So I like to use it for that. Now, if I was going to scrub Great Quality Products store, I would grab their store ID from up in the search bar. And if you can't find it, you can give ChatGPT that link and say, please pull out the seller ID. And then I would go into Product Finder on ChatGPT and have it just scrub that one person's store, especially if I saw that they were sourcing at the same place I was, because I could tell that their products are like, oh, these are all, Walgreen brands, let's say. So then I would go back over into Keepa and I would go into Product Finder just using that store. All right.
I'm not in Keepa right now.
Yeah, you are right there. So go up there to the blue letters where it says Product Finder, further over. Do you see all the little blue letters? And one says yes in there.
I'm not sure what is this going to bring up. Yeah, sometimes you have me click on things that I don't want to click on.
Oh, it just shows it just pulls up Keepa's search. It just pulls up the search thing, and there's an area in there where you can plug in a specific store seller ID, and then Keepa will scrub just their store.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
I don't have to do it live. That's okay. And then what I do is I have it scrub that store. Then there's an export button where you can download that information, and then I upload that into ChatGPT and ask it to, help me locate those items, things of that nature.
Very cool. So it is also at Walgreens, which is nice. Sometimes that pops up and that's helpful. But CVS is doing better. And then I was looking at this other store too. I was showing them that sometimes you can look by the products and see where does this person shop the most. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, probably the drugstores.
Mm-hmm.
And some of this is really, really common. I know I've seen Visine, Clear Eyes. A lot of these have coupons. They can easily be stacked with coupons. But, if you don't want to pay for a buy sheet, this is another good way to get an idea of brands to go and look at, because they were interested in retail arbitrage and they were wondering how to find products for retail arbitrage. And we were just coming up with different ways. We're behind on comments here. Amazon is UPC exemption on a generic listing. I was playing around for a private label listing without a brand name, gave me UPC, etc. Haven't done generic in years. Yeah, generic you can still do on Amazon. I don't know about Walmart. I just went and bought 100 barcodes at eBay. So thinking of doing food packaging and want to know certificates for safety needs before buying on Alibaba. Ooh, yeah, definitely look that up, because food safe packaging, you may need certificates for that. I don't remember off the top of my head. Depends on what the packaging is. Someone said, when creating a listing, say you are a manufacturer and Amazon will tell you what is required, but I couldn't find manufacturer option. When
you create a listing on Amazon, there is a little box in the back end that wants you to put who the manufacturer is, and all you type in is a name. They're not giving you, they don't give you what's required in the listing creation section. you may need to open a case or ask ChatGPT since we're on the topic. It depends on, I know supplements require things. If it's a baby formula, it requires something. If it is a tea bag of tea or coffee, it's not going to require any particular specifications. What you would need on it would be ingredients. I mean, look at a regular food packaging, compare it to what, if it was a can of green beans, look at, or in your case, you said bread packaging, look at loaves of bread that you get at your own house and see what's on there.
Right, but I don't think she's actually selling the bread. I think she's just selling the packaging for the bread, just the bag.
Just
now, I've done coffee bags that were food grade coffee bags, and there was no additional certification that needed to be uploaded. However, that being said, you're going to want to make sure that whatever, because you're in Canada, so it might be slightly different, the thickness and what material and all of that needs to be appropriate for food grade. So definitely make sure you have that aligned, which you should with your manufacturer. If they know it's for food grade.
The manufacturers know what the US requires, especially if they're used to selling to us. Sometimes they already even know.
And they may know Canada's too, I would assume.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I always do that to poor April.
Yep. Oh, these guys, these were at my Fred Meyer's, and God, I remember one Q4 I bought, maybe not this guy particularly, but there was a lot of them that I bought. I had a lot of. Would they lie? Yes.
Yeah, they would lie. They definitely would lie.
Double check. When they tell you that the regulation is blah, 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 then
you can look up that regulation. Yeah.
And it sometimes is hard to find, like for I'm not sure I'm going to get this correct because it's been a hot minute. There's bread bags at Walmart, and some people were saying you can package your FBA items in there, like a pair of pajamas or whatever, something that was fabric. And the mills of that bread bag is posted on Walmart's website. You have to dig for it, and it is slightly less than the regulations on Amazon's requirement when you polybag. Amazon has a requirement for polybag. I want to say it's 1.5 mils, and that bag is 1.2 or something to that effect. It was just slightly less. Now, what does that mean for you? Like, is anybody going to go and really measure your bag quality? No, but why do they have a bag thickness in place? It's so that your product can be handled, and they determine that they need a certain thickness for it to go through all of the, they've got lots of little slides and belts and stuff. So they need a certain thickness of the bag. Same with food regulations. Food bags need to be made of whatever XYZ material and certain thicknesses, etc. And if they don't, it could, leach into the food and cause cancer in kids. It would be like the worst, most detrimental part. And let's say the worst case did happen and your food bag contaminated and caused a bunch of cancer in children, and they linked it back to you, that'd be a world of hurt. So it would definitely be best to back it up.
Are you going back to your degree from college right now?
No, I have worked in the food industry.
I know you have. I know you have.
Lots and lots of food. So I am very familiar with the fine print.
I know you are.
Same with, regulations for Canada, because Canada has, we have 7 big allergies here. Canada has a couple more. They have mustard seed, and there's mustard and one else. I want to say celery for some reason. That might not be. And we used to ship to Japan too, so I'm familiar with Japan regulations. But it's been a minute, so I'd have to go look them up again. All of this stuff is not even, I can't find any of it for sale. This is frustrating.
It's because we're doing a live. As soon as you get off the live and go to do this, everything will be easy. That's just one of those things. These
guys look like they just shop at, they might be like a GameStop employee.
Yeah, maybe so.
Everything is GameStop or Walmart clearance, maybe Target clearance.
And sometimes going through someone else's store, even if you don't find the exact thing they have, it gives you ideas of, oh, maybe I can start selling these things.
Well, what's crazy, I'll be like, I've never seen that dino before. And then sure enough, in 3 months, I'll be in Walmart and I'll see them in the clearance section. I'll be like,
And
oh
you're
my
like,
God,
oh,
there's that dino.
yeah.
That happens a lot.
Walmart 11. Oh, that's a different one on Walmart. He doesn't have the brown on his back. I find the further you go down in the image results, the further you get away from the closeness of the thing that you're looking for.
For sure. That Bowser was a bad one too. We're just closing down some other things. We actually are getting close to time, and I have dinner plans. We're doing hot pot tonight. But I did want to say a couple of things with just Walmart and eBay updates. I'd been battling the SKU. I don't know if I've complained on here. I think I have, of my SKU issue over on Amazon. Amazon somehow, okay, long story short, because this I've been battling since the end of January, I think, my UPC issue. I have a client, and back in 2017, so before I started handling his account, he had listed something with one barcode, one UPC code, and then somebody made a variation and attached another barcode to it. So then the item had two barcodes. And I went round and round and round and round and round and round for weeks and weeks and weeks, and was able finally to get Amazon. They called it an unmerging of the barcodes. And then it created two of the same listing with two different barcodes, two different ASINs. Then I was like, okay, we need to tombstone the one so that I can relist and use that. And I fought tooth and nail with seller support. And they now have a new one called like Live Action Agent or something stupid. I'm like, get over yourself. And they were worthless, just absolutely worthless department. And they kept telling me, no, we can't do this, we can't do that. And I said, listen, I either need to override the information with the new information or tombstone it so I can use the UPC to relist. And they're like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. Round. I did it. So I have won against my battles with Amazon are so far 100%. Lucy has won. Amazon has not. So everything that I've gone to battle, this is probably my longest battle aside from deactivation. Although I'd have to do the timelines for it because they were both pretty long. But I was able to fully override with a bunch of different deletes and then relisting with flat files. And so I finally got that cleaned up and got all the new listings done. The only thing that's given me heck is like a part number, but part numbers aren't even a displayed option on this, so I don't really care. I'm going to count it as a win. And if I wanted to clear that part number, I would just have to do another delete, wait 24 hours, and relist. So super excited about that win. And then I've been dealing with Walmart's account rep for advertising. I have an advertising specialist. And I tell you what, I started the beginning of the year with this one gal who was probably one of the stupidest people I have dealt with in terms of customer service. She would talk straight corporate speak and really not say anything. I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with somebody that talks about, they just kind of put important words together and think that they've said something, and they really haven't said anything. And me and her, we kind of went round and round, and finally I requested a different person, and I now have a new person. But to make this long story wrap up here, all the advertising stuff that they have advised and done on Walmart is exactly what we've taught on this channel. So I feel vindicated. I feel like, okay, we know what we're talking about because the people that actually get paid buku bucks to run advertising at Walmart are preaching the same stuff that we do. Yeah. Same exact thing.
But not doing a great job. Or at least she wasn't.
Her what she was doing is exactly what we do, but she was just being I couldn't stand her. So glad I don't have to deal with her anymore. And it's good to know that you can request another representative if you don't have a good fit with the rep that you currently have. So I didn't know that changing reps was an option in the beginning. Otherwise, we would have done it. Because it was funny. After the first meeting, we both got off, and so I'm on the phone with my client, and he goes, "Did she just sound like a bimbo to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
no, yeah." Always ask for a new rep all the time if you can. If you're not happy with who you have, I've changed reps even at wholesale account companies that I have. You meet one person on the show floor, you get assigned somebody, and I've asked for new reps because sometimes I just don't care for my rep, and you want to work with people that you gel with, in all facets if we can. All right, you guys, thank you for joining us here this Sunday, and we will see you next time. Please comment on this video if you're watching it later if you have any Chat GPT tips for us, because we love using it. So we want to know your tips too. And we'll see you next time.
All right. Yep.